they can spit racism. They can talk slavery. They can spit that stuff like backwards. You know what I mean? But they don't understand how to get a correct credit score. They don't understand the importance of. They don't understand the importance of that. And it's almost like, are you using racism and slavery and all of this as a crutch to your shortcomings? I just want to make sure that we're not doing that. That's all I'm saying. And in that situation, can you name a time when racism played a part in something in your life where you didn't achieve or didn't get something or didn't excel because of racism?
Not that I'm aware of, but maybe it's happened behind closed doors, but I can't say, hey, yo, that right there happened because I was black. No.
A lot of my
happened to you a lot?
No, not at all. Any of my shortcomings came from me being either lazy or procrastinating. It didn't really have anything to do with the color of my skin. And like you, somebody would have to tell me like, yo, behind closed doors, he only didn't do that because you were black.
Yeah, okay. So no outward forms of racism that you've experienced.
No, I was coming up with a scenario, right? Let's say you're on a football team. You play football, right? You were a lineman, right? So let's say I'm a coach and I'm white, right? And let's say that you and Jason play the same position. You guys are both guards, right? You know, Jason's dad donates to the team and helps the team out a little bit with cleats and everything. And you and Jason, believe it or not, little do you know, you and Jason's skill level are about equal.
Okay.
So I decided to start Jason instead of you. Am I being racist?
No, I don't think that has anything to do with race. That's
okay, fine. All right, let me make the scenario a little better. Take the fact that his dad donates to the school out of the equation.
Okay.
I just let Jason start because he's white.
Now you being racist.
How? I don't think so.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me explain. You and Jason have the same exact skill level. So I'm not hurting or damaging the team by putting him in there. I'm just putting him in there because he's white.
Okay. And the fact
hold
that
on.
you put him in there solely on his race is what made it racist.
That's not racist. I'm just protecting my own. I'm helping my own. Now let me ask you this question.
That's racism.
It's not racism. I don't think so.
You're a racist coach.
Hold on. Let me explain. I think it's
my kids.
All right. I think it's racism if Xavier is better than Jason and I'm letting Jason play because he's white. That's when I think it's racism. Now let me say that if the same thing happened and I was black and I decided to and Jason was black and I decided to let Jason play because he's black, but you two are both on the same skill level. I'm not losing anything. I'm not slighting anybody. I'm just picking him because he's black and I'm black. Is that racism? Is that racism?
Yes, because hold on.
So what? Hold on. What am I supposed to decide on? Both of your skill levels are equal.
Let me answer you.
Go ahead then. Go ahead.
Answer you. Okay, look. Jason and I are both human beings, right? We are both males. We're both on the football team. We are both equally skilled. You need to find another attribute that separates us other than the color of our skin. That's what makes it racist. Because no one should get or lose an opportunity because the color of their skin.
Man, I'm letting him play because he's white and I'm white. You two both are the same. You two both are the same. You two both are the same. How is that racism?
If that
people take looking out for their own in situations like that when it's okay to do it. It's like, you know what? What is going to be the underlying factor?
Okay, so when is
you know what? I'm black. He's black. We're from the same town. You know what? He's going to start. You both are equal. Now, one was better than the other, and I decided to just not do it because of the color of the skin. Then that's different. I think that's different. The thing is, I grew up. You know, understand? I went to St. Benedict's Prep, right? And I remember this not preacher, but it was a poet came to the school, and he was talking about blacks, and he was black, using their color of their skin as a crutch. And I just want to be careful because I noticed that I noticed a lot of people, they can spit racism, they can talk slavery, they can spit that stuff like backwards, you know what I mean? But they don't understand how to get a correct credit score. They don't understand the
No.
importance of. They don't understand the importance of that. And it's almost like, are you using racism and slavery and all of this as a crutch to your shortcomings? I just want to make sure that we're not doing that. That's all I'm saying. And in that situation where I'm saying as a coach, I picked him because you know what? He's white. I'm white. You guys are both equal. I'm just saying somebody, you exploiting it. You exploiting it, making a big deal. You're making it a big deal.
Equal.
No, you're making it a big deal like you're that much better than him. You're not that much better than him. There was no underlying factor.
Both of you niggas, both of you
the same. What else am I supposed to do? He is white and I'm white.
You need to make us run laps. Whoever finished the lap quickest, I don't know.
You guys both finished the same time.
Whoever knows the most plays.
You guys both know the same amount of plays.
You gonna make this difficult.
I'm just saying that people are gonna take off after their own naturally. That's what animals do.
I think that's a given.
You know, trying to take that away from.
But you know what? The problem is, check this out. See, and this is where it becomes a problem, though. Just only in this instance is when it becomes a problem. Because when you're looking out for your own and you the minority, that means every place you go, your own is not going to be there. So that's why it's not cool. That's the only reason it's not cool. Other than like, I dig looking out for your own. I dig that. But if we're going to live and die by that principle, bro, a lot of us is taking it short into the stick. I mean, 100.
I like when you said that we're a minority because now that changes things. All right, so now look at it. Okay, put it this way. Now you guys are both equal, and now I'm going to pick you because you're black. So now what am I doing? Now I'm picking you because you're black, and I don't want to look bad. What is that called?
Now you're winning because now you're not going to look bad. You didn't lose anything because we both equally talented, and now you avoid being called a racist.
Okay, so no, I'm saying that. Do we forget those moments?
Yeah, we forget those.
We forget those moments. I forgot. Cool. See, that's what I'm saying.
Those are cool.
That's what I'm saying. Let's not forget those moments. Now, granted, hold on real quick. I don't want to take away from anybody who's had racism actually play a part in their shortcomings in life. You know what I mean? I don't want to take away from that. But what I'm saying, too often, that's not what is the reason for your shortcomings. The reason for your shortcomings is your philosophy, how you're thinking, and just not being educated. Not understanding the situation. That may be the reason more than racism. That's what I just want to make sure that we understand that.
Hold on. So I got two parts to it. First part, the Rooney Rule in the NFL. Do you know what that is? Explain. Have you ever heard of that?
Explain.
The Rooney Rule is the rule they tell the owners, like, look, you got to interview like 2 black candidates, and if you hire a black cat, we're gonna give you some lookouts. So a couple draft picks, you get a higher slot, some stuff like that. Like large corporations got a quota of how many black CEOs and executive they have to have. Do you think that's cool that we have those things, or we shouldn't have those things?
All right, let me explain. I think that's actually cool. And hold on real quick. I hope I'm not talking about both sides of my mouth. Because the reason why I think that's cool is because this is not a sport, right? I use the sport as a situation. This is the business world, and you were talking different. Blacks and whites and other races, whoever, we are all equal. You can find a 10 black that's smart as far as the skill level 10, a 10 white, Indian, Chinese, whatever you want, Asian, doesn't matter.
But if you look out for your own, you won't consider those other people just because they're not your own.
That's a good point. I get what you said.
That's the only reason I'm saying that part ain't cool. Now, okay, so we got that part. Put that.
No, real quick. Now, hold on. Now that I got what you're saying, answer my question.
That's why I'm getting ready to go back to your second part.
Because look how hard that coach decision is. Like, dude, I didn't pick you because you weren't black. I gotta pick the black guy. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, you and Xavier the same. But go ahead.
Now, the second part is like, yo, I definitely feel a lot of people get too Afrocentric in the far as like, bro, like I'm not successful because I'm brown. That's not always the case.
No.
Not successful because you ain't putting the time in, son.
Right.
Like, no, your YouTube page ain't crowded. It's not because you black. It's because Your content sucks.
Yeah, and you're not doing it correctly. You're not studying the way to make it comes down to the education, man. I just like to look at a lot of things. A lot of my shortcomings in my life was because of Ronald, because of me. Like, you know what I mean? Ronald, sometimes you got to tell yourself like, you suck. And now when you do that, don't just beat yourself up. Now you do that knowing that you're going to get better. Or maybe if it's something that you're just not good at, you just leave it alone altogether.
So here's
you
the
understand?
question.
You got to be real at some point.
So here's the question I'm gonna ask though. So like, did you give a fuck? Like, should you even care? So boom, I go for a job, right? I didn't get it. All right. To the next one, right? How long do I harp on I possibly didn't get that because I'm black? Should I care? Or should I go get my bag elsewhere? Or should I harp on that? Like, where is that line?
I'll tell you what that line is. I wrote this down in my notes. Now, I always felt that if I wasn't undoubtedly good at anything, well, if I wasn't undoubtedly good at something, then it's up for grabs. Meaning, if I wasn't drop dead, this is the dude right here, so good that they can't ignore you. If I wasn't that good, then it's up for grabs for everything that we were just talking about.
And then
hold on, for everything we were just talking about. If you were way better than that guard, what I was talking about didn't mean anything. Yo, Xavier's better than you, Jason. That's easy. That's what I'm talking about. If you picked
the cat that was so under my skill level, it would be obvious. And then but I still shouldn't care, because then I'm that good. I can just get it somewhere else. But why harp on it? Because you didn't give it to me. Because you didn't let me start. I'm going to New England. I'm gonna start over there. I'm awesome.
But what I'm saying is, if you didn't get it, if you didn't get it because, and you were the better candidate, then yeah, there were other reasons. You got to look into that. You can sit now. I wouldn't sit back and harp on it, because you know what's crazy? It's a known fact that people tend to put high probability on unlikely events. That's a fact. You can read that. So how often is racism taking place? You have to ask yourself.
That's the question.
Because the news wants you to think that it's happening every single day, all the time. But so is everything else. So is everything else in that case, right? But they choose to put that in your face. I just think that it creates a crutch for the people as a whole, and may not be showing the real stats of what's really going on.
I'm so 50-50 on that, man, because it's happening. I know it's happening. We see it reported on, so we know it's happening. But I'm like you, what is the percentage of that's happening and that's really affecting you? Is that percentage a lot lower? But is it just because? I think, I think just because it is a percent is what makes it a huge percent. I think that's the way we're supposed to look at it. Just because it's happening and it shouldn't happen is the reason why it's so much attention on it, and it's being broadcasted like that. I don't know.
Well, I hope that's the case in this, and we're not just using it as a crutch, because
a lot of people use that as a crutch, bro. A lot of people use that as a crutch.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying.
Then you get then you get down this whole rabbit hole with that. Once you start going this racism, now you all BLM, and now you down this rabbit hole, and then it's overwhelming. You know what? I'm gonna keep it one. I'm so glad. I was talking to my way about this. I'm glad it's a lot of people out there fighting that fight. I don't have to fight it. It's a lot of people fight it, and we all can't fight it. I gotta go ahead and make some money for my family.
Right.
You fight it for me, I appreciate it. You take that.
Now there's a need for it. There's a need for those people.
Absolutely.
There's definitely a need for those people, because
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You and I aren't in the forefront, so there's definitely a need for them. Whoa, sorry. You and I aren't in the forefront, and there's definitely a need for those people. So, we definitely appreciate that. But I just want those who may not understand that. Look, man, you're using the black plight as a crutch for you being unsuccessful in your brain. And I don't think that's
I
I don't think that's a recipe itself for success.
You know what? Like, I dig it. If you're going to complain about it, fine. But what is your resolution, son? Give me a resolution. All right, you didn't get the job. You're unemployed because you're black. But now, all right, what is your workaround? Tell me the workaround. All right, if you're going to tell me you mad because you didn't get a job, what is your plan B?
I'll tell you the workaround. They say it takes 6 months to develop a skill that could change your life. I say this all the time. 6 months. Why don't you gamble on yourself? You gambling on Bitcoin. You gamble on NFL. Like, you gamble on everything else. How about gambling on yourself? It says 6 months to develop a skill. So do you have 6 months to dedicate towards developing a skill? Can you put that time and gamble on yourself or not? That's what it's about.
That's
what it's about.
But if you notice, a lot of people I see that's heavy on that and that's using that, obviously they're not really they don't want to put in the time. They're like conspiracy theorists, bro. They're gonna go with the easy route. It's the world is against me. Woe is me. I'm brown. Nobody wants to give me a chance. Nah, I'm not gonna go over there and put in the extra time to do some study. No, I'm not gonna go over there and try to.
You know what you got to do? You know what you got to do? You got to look at everything like it's your fault, because it's your fault. And that's how, see me, I'm a control freak, a bit of a narcissist. So everything is my fault. Everything is my fault. There's always a move I could have made that could have changed things in the way things could have went, like a butterfly effect. Everything is my fault. So if you look at that, you stop becoming a victim all the time. You understand what I'm saying?
You take responsibility.
Right. I'd rather be the villain than the victim. That's the problem. People are afraid. I'd rather be the villain than the victim. You decide which one you want to be. That's the problem. You decide which one you want to be. A lot of people have victim vibes. People have victim vibes. I have villain vibes.
Guy. I'll be the bad guy.
Yeah, I'll be the bad guy all day long. I'll say the craziest takes all day long. You understand? So think about it. Which one do you have? Comment down below. What kind of vibes do you have? Do you have victim vibes or you have villain vibes? Because one of them is winning, at least temporarily. A victim is never winning.
The villain always come back. That's why you always got sequels, because the villain don't never go away.
Right.
Who wants to be the hero? I dig it.